Hey, what's up? It's Alex. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Coming to you live from my apartment, this is The Short News with Alex Mador.
Okay, I know. I said we were going to take a break. I was really depressed. I thought I was going to die. If I'm being real, I have this weird lump in my throat. It turns out it's acid reflux, okay? Thank God. Okay. We got that out of the way. Welcome to The Short News. I am Alex Mador. Why does that fucking matter? I don't know. It's just my name. You can ask my parents why they chose it. Anyways, this is going to be a little bite-sized episode because, yeah, we are taking a little vacation. So the pandemic is still going on. I'll give you a little update from my area. I had a doctor come to me, a nurse. There's a service that does that. If anybody wants that, just hit me up. I can give you the number. But, they came and checked me out, my vitals, made sure everything was okay and that there was no physical obstruction in my throat. And no, I just have acid reflux. That's why it's so raspy. I drink too much coffee. So that's going to have to be nipped in the bud. But she came and checked me out and we were talking about the coronavirus because, it comes up in any conversation you have with anyone. And she was telling me, it can only be spread via droplets, right? And I was like, oh, really? And she explained the whole thing to me and how, yeah, you have to, literally be, close enough to somebody where they're, the droplets from their mouth can go into your mouth or you can breathe them in or whatever. She said, so ideally you want to keep 6 feet just because that's safe. But truly, the droplets can only go 3 feet, she said. That's from a nurse. That's not me. I am not the expert in droplet science at all. That was just what she told me to make me feel a little bit better about this whole thing. And it's still fucked up though. Don't get me wrong. We lost 80,000 people in this country, right? Fuck, you know what? Fuck coronavirus. We gonna let this shit tear us down? We're gonna make that take away the short news too? That's why I'm not doing it. Because everything in the news has to do with coronavirus, and I'm sick of talking about it. It's just not killing me. It hurts, though. It sucks. Sorry, I just got a text. How unprofessional of me as a newsman. But let's talk about something else. I don't know. Gaming? We could talk about gaming. I think for the next however many hours or until Saturday or where is it? Yeah, okay, Grand Theft Auto 5 is free on the Epic Games Store. So if you have a PC and you don't really give a shit about downloading the Epic Games app, you don't give a fuck about having it on your computer, now's the time to give a fuck. And to want it. If you like GTA at least, that game has been around for 7 years. And people, I swear, people still play it. I could go online right now, get in a server, and get just blown up by someone with a DeLorean from Back to the Future. That shit is going strong. And they're always adding new missions. It's great. I don't think I've ever seen a game with that much staying power. Oh my god, the sirens. Every single time. Okay, so yeah, through May 21st, Grand Theft Auto 5 will be available as a free download on the Epic Games Store. Yours to keep forever. That's a pretty good deal, I'd have to say. Why not go pick that up? But there are now issues going on. Now! There are issues going on in the Epic Games Store. A lot of traffic problems. We are seeing a traffic jam on the Epic Games Store freeway, where so many geeks are lining up to get their free copy of their favorite life simulator that lets you kill every hooker in sight. Sorry, I'm losing it in quarantine. But no, it broke the Epic Games Store. It's been down all day, I guess. Everybody's lining up to get their free copy. I don't blame them. I really don't blame them, and I'm not even mad at Epic Games. Because this is such a good deal. You have until the 21st, so do that as soon as possible. As soon as the store goes back up. It might go down again, you never know. Let's see what else we got here. Trump. Pandemic. Cruise ships. Personal finance. You guys want to hear about mortgage rates stabilizing near record lows? Wow. Okay, Elon Musk sold 5 more of his homes. I didn't even know he had 5 homes. My theory is he did a ton of acid with Grimes and he was just like, yeah, man, I don't need my possessions, man. Possessions are just social constructs, man. They're just like that soccer ball. That's only a soccer ball because somebody told you it is. Think about that. I know I'm really late with this episode. I'm sorry. Well, I told you guys I was off. This is going to be a surprise anyways. Oh, everything is coronavirus news. Oh my god, this is why I took off. I looked up non-coronavirus news, and I can't find anything. 4 cruise ship workers die of non-coronavirus causes within 2 weeks aboard liner stranded. Sorry, that... There you go, non-coronavirus news. There's no avoiding it, guys. So you know what I'm gonna do now? Now, we went over the news, and instead of imploring you guys to go head over to Useless Garbage, because I'm aware that that podcast isn't available on all platforms, and I don't know when it's going to be. How am I going to tell you to go nowhere if it's not on Apple? Which sucks. What I'm going to do now, I am going to add the most recent episode of Useless Garbage to this episode of the short news. This is an episode about fake friends, letting go, and there's some musical skits in between. So, without further ado, here is your taste of Useless Garbage. Welcome back to the Useless Garbage podcast. It is Monday, May 11th, 2020, and if you're listening to this, you're not here for the news. Thank God, the short news is on vacation. Fuck the news. Fuck the news. Fuck it all. We don't need that shit. Just you, me, the cat, this drink I've got in my hand and the pandemic. I was telling the people on the short news this morning, I got these new sound absorbing thingies, sound absorbing squares, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Put those on the wall. Now everything sounds much less echoey. I don't know. It worked a little bit. I gotta play around with this shit a little bit. Okay. Sorry, the sound was way too powerful there. So today, I come to you slightly more prepared than I have in the past, and that's really saying something. The short news, yeah, we used to be very prepared and scripted and all that stuff. The show, not so much, but I did come here with a thesis. Not a thesis, like a topic. Not like a topic, a topic. That's another thing we're going to work on this podcast, not saying like as much. Okay, so we're going to talk about something that I think a lot of us are going to be exposed to in this time, and a lot of us are going to realize we have, and that is shitty friends. Now, my two buddies that listen to this podcast, Cyrus, Manny, you guys are cool. Don't worry, you're safe. Everybody else is not safe. I just I don't know if it's age or if it's me or it's just where everybody is in their lives, but people just kind of suck right now. Okay, here's something that really pissed me off. Since we're talking about fake friends, I have this one friend that I've had since freshman year of high school. He and I have been super close, tell each other everything, hung out all the time, all this stuff. He starts partying a lot more than I do with this other friend and kind of tosses me aside, but whenever he needs something from me, he comes back and oh, my life is terrible. I'm too ugly for people and I don't deserve it in this world. And I would always be supportive. And I didn't expect much of him because he had nothing to give other than friendship, right? So he's partying a lot, develops a drinking problem, goes away to college. His college is maybe 45 minutes away from me. And we're like, oh yeah, we should visit each other sometime. And he just ghosts me for the majority of the school year. But I see him on Facebook hanging out with this other friend at parties in fucking Ohio. It's like, dude, why are you saying we're best friends and you're gonna fucking go across the country when you could just drive 45 minutes once? Just once. Once in the 3-4 years, whatever. But still, no big deal. I wasn't mad. I just figured, his priorities suck. I'm gonna make my own friends here. And I did. Again, Cyrus, Manny, you guys are great. But, time goes on where we all still, the friends from high school, we still get together sometimes. Still, this is in the past. In my hometown, we would get together, smoke, drink, whatever. And whenever we would pick this kid up to go somewhere, he would, I don't know if it was on purpose or what, he would just sit in his room on his computer for maybe an hour while we're waiting downstairs in his house. Come on, dude. What are you doing? He's like, oh, I'll be right down. Half an hour goes by. And then we go to check on him. And he's just sitting on his phone or on his computer looking at Facebook pictures, trying to figure out how to make himself look good. Or using this light machine that's supposed to enhance your muscles. Dude, why are you doing that right when you knew you had plans? He does this every time, too. It's like, oh yeah, come over. All right, pick me up. I'm ready. And then you go, and then you have to wait an hour because he's on Facebook or whatever. And he makes you wait. He makes you wait. Over the summer was the last time I saw this kid. He came over with Bill, who is still a good friend. I talked to him last week. His real name isn't Bill. It's just what we know him as in the podcast. So Bill goes to pick him up, and they're gonna drive to the train station and come see me and Ashley. And the plan was, okay, we'll be there at 7:30. See you then. And I was like, okay, cool. So me and Bill's mutual friend, the one who this whole problem is about, again, is just sitting upstairs in his room while Bill is waiting downstairs, texting with me like, dude, I don't know. I've tried to get him to come down multiple times. And like an hour goes by, an hour and a half, keeps going on like this. I'm messaging the dude like, come on. Like, what are you doing? Go downstairs. Let's go. Let's go. It's already 7:30 at this point. They don't get to my apartment till 10:30. And it's all because of this motherfucker. I don't know what that is. Like, that's on purpose. Because you want people to wait for you. So we end up going out. It's fucking 11 o'clock at this point, and we stay up till like 1:30 or 2. It was like, wow, great to fucking see you, dude. We could have chilled for fucking much longer if you showed up at 7:30 instead of 10:30, but no, you took your sweet ass time upstairs in your room sitting on Facebook because other people don't matter to you. Or working on your magical muscle machine. What the fuck? And let me add, so this kid, he'll message me when he needs something, like I said, but if I message him and I'm not in a good place, or I'm like, hey, can you listen to this song for me? Just like, it's 3 minutes of your time, that's it. He'll read it and just never respond. And then be like, oh, sorry, I was busy. And it's like, no, dude, I was scrolling through Snapchat and I saw you were chilling with so-and-so, so it's not busy. You could just click play and listen to it. So I don't really know what that's about. He just doesn't do anything unless it has any benefit to him. So anyways, this winter, before the pandemic, maybe, February, late February or something, I wanted to have a little shindig. So I invited him over. I got everything ready because he was like, okay, yeah, I'll be ready at this time, and then I'll take this train, and all right, plan made. Maybe an hour before he's supposed to leave, after I've cleaned up everything, ordered food, ordered like drinks and shit, refreshments. He's like, oh yeah, I can't go. I can't bring myself to do it. What? Yeah, the only reason I was hanging out with you and Bill was because I was motivated by substances. But now that I don't have those because he quit drinking, I don't want to do anything. So it's like, dude, so the only reason you were hanging out with us was to drink? And now that you don't have that, we don't matter to you? You don't need us? And he's like, what I've learned is I don't need anyone. And I'm like, okay, bitch, you don't need anyone? Next time you come crawling back to me, I'm gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. When you're like, oh, I think I'm so ugly. I'm gonna be like, dude, yeah, you got a big nose. I might have big ears, but you got a big fucking nose, dude. You could snort a whole fucking mountain with that shit. You could fucking land a Air Drake on that shit. You know that 767 Drake's plane? Sorry, I'm getting off topic. So we get into this huge argument, and now we're not talking. Because in the argument, he tried to deflect it back onto me. Like, I'm the one with the problem. He's like, oh, you're putting your problems onto me. No, I'm not putting my problems on you. My problem is you. My problem is you and how shitty of a friend you've been. And I'm not dealing with it anymore. This podcast is called Fake Friends. This episode, that's what it's going to be called, Fake Friends. So me and Bill, we don't talk to that guy anymore. And if he ever does reach out, he can fuck himself. For all I care. And then there's the fucking, then there's the people from college who just have the most fucked political views. and I follow them on Twitter or on Facebook, and they're just like, oh, I'm not voting. And you've heard me talk so many times about the I'm not voting people. You have no right then to complain about shit after this election when whoever does what, because you didn't participate. That's all I'm going to say about that. Those people are pissing me off. I got in a couple arguments there with frat bros from my college, people that were friends of mine for a while, like some of my first friends. But then the second they start pledging this fraternity that's just ketamine central, fucking butt chugging ketamine all the time, like they become these mindless drone zombie sheep. They all think the same hive mind way. It's disgusting. I hate fraternities. The creepiest shit happens in fraternities. This one guy tried to seduce me at this specific fraternity. I was like, what? What do you mean I should try being gay? I don't think that's something you can just try. I mean, maybe. Sexuality is a spectrum. In my opinion, I think we're all a little bit bi-curious or bisexual or whatever. That's just me and my free thinking. Anyways, yeah, so fake friends. That's probably the most recent issue that's been weighing heaviest on my mind. Sorry. And then there's the people that reach out sometimes and it's like, okay, what do you want? You're just lonely now? You check in once every couple of months? What are you, a postcard friend? You send a fucking postcard that says, oh, hey, yeah, just a greeting. I don't really want to hear from you, but I'm just showing you how much fun I'm having without you. If you want to know what the song Postcard Friend is about, it's those types of people. I have a lot of friend problems. I don't work well with others. I think it's because I want to be an alpha, but I don't have the tools to actually be an alpha. But I'm acknowledging that. I'm like if House of Cards was just one massive failure. Just Frank Underwood, but he's bad at everything. He just gets caught. Season 1, episode 1, choking out the dog. Like, oh, why'd you do that? I didn't do nothing. How does he sound? And then he just gets locked up. The end. That would be me. So I've got another fake friend. And this one I'm still, I guess, in contact with. I don't know why. I think I'm cutting her out. So I've known this girl around the same time that I've known the dude we just talked about. Same group of friends. Kind of. They overlap. We were really close and she was a little bit touchy and I don't know if that was just the way she was or if there was something else there and I never got the hint, but we were really close. And one of the things that I started noticing is every time I would date a girl and every time we would break up, this is throughout years, a few years, she would befriend those girls and then find out all the things that are wrong with me. Well, I don't know if that's exactly why, but she would befriend those girls. And it's like, why all of a sudden, you weren't friends with them before, but right when I break up with them or they break up with me, all of a sudden you're best friends with these people? Sorry, we keep getting interrupted. So like most recently, during this whole quarantine and shit, no, even before that, I have this ex that I dated a while back when I first got to college, all this stuff, and it didn't work out. We weren't good for each other in a lot of things, and she wasn't faithful, but we don't have to get into that. Her story is obviously right, and mine is wrong, right? So, we break up. Of course, what does so-and-so do? She befriends this girl, and they both now live in my city. and they both live near each other, and they hang out all the time, and I see them posting pictures together. I had to unfollow this girl because I'm sick of seeing her hanging out with my exes. Why are you doing this? And then, after doing that, after hanging out with my ex, she'll text me, when's the wedding? About my current situation, my engagement with Ashley and all that. When's the wedding? Why do you want to know? If you're hanging out with all of my ex-girlfriends, if you're friends with all of them, why? Who are you telling? Why does it matter? Why are you friends with all my exes? I thought we were friends. You know, like, why? Like, there are so many other girls in the city, in this town that we came from, and you zero in on the ones that break up with or I break up with. Sorry, I'm getting heated. Susie, what the fuck? Susie. This is a disaster. You're cute, but you gotta stay right there because you sit on the wires. Yeah, that's a good spot for you. There you go. But yeah, like a couple weeks ago, I don't know if she was drunk. Probably wine drunk. It seemed like a wine drunk thing to do. She was like, when's the wedding? With like 5 G's. And I was like, oh, I don't know. There's a pandemic going on, so it's going to probably be a while. And then I wanted to test the waters. Be like, okay, maybe she wants to be a friend. I was like, hope you're doing well. She was like, yep. I was like, cool, what have you been up to? We should hang out sometime. And nothing. Yeah, like 1-word answers. And last time I talked to her was I wished her a happy birthday. That was April 2nd. Oh, did I just dox somebody? No, I didn't. I didn't say anybody's name. That could be anybody. That was born that day. So the fucking do. So what went down here? Sorry, I was sending a house party schedule. We're doing a house party tonight, me, Cyrus and Manny. Shout out to you guys, my real friends. Hanging out with the bros tonight. Oh, I'm so excited. I love hanging out with the bros. They're all I've got for friends. I don't have any. Like, this is why we're doing this right now. I have friends from school, like my current school and stuff, but they're all in the same situation and with their families, and it's a whole thing, and everyone's so depressed. But yeah, so this bitch fucking... this girl fucking reaches out. She has asked me, when's the wedding, is the only thing that she asks me. Never, how are you? What have you been up to? How's your family? I hope you're doing well. When's the wedding? You're not coming. So why does it matter? Why are we going to have this girl who's friends with all my exes because she wants to know all my dirty laundry at my wedding? You think I want that kind of energy there? Hell no. You can go to my ex's weddings. Ex's, plural, weddings. You sure as hell ain't coming near mine. And I was so mad about this. That I made a song about it. So, without further ado, I want to share that song with all of you guys because it'll help you get a feel of how I'm feeling. So here we go. Here's my song about this situation. I wanted to make a Drake song, and I was kind of pissed, so here we go. Yeah. Just kidding, I won't do that. Yeah. Oh. Why you always friends with my exes? Attacks you collecting? What is your obsession? obsession. I thought we were friends. Why you friends with my ex? Is the tax you collect? And what is your obsession? I thought we were friends. Why you always friends with my exes? Every time they become my exes. I don't understand your intentions. Is it because you need attention? I can't even find a good reason other than it's to get to me some. So if you got things to accomplish, you need to focus on your college.
Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Big Trauma.
Why you always friends with my ex? Is the tax you collect? And what is your obsession? I thought we were friends. Why you friends with my ex? Is the tax you collect? And what is your obsession? I thought we were friends. Why you always friends with my exes? Every time they become my exes. I don't understand your intentions. Is it because you need attention? I can't even find a good reason other than it's to get to me some. So if you got things to accomplish, you need to focus on your college. Changing your mind anytime fucking soon. That was some Drake shit. Le Fleur. All right, we're back. Oh my god, wow. So that song is available on SoundCloud, and I might make a video for it on YouTube. Just because it's supposed to be funny, because it's such a Drake problem. It's like the most Drake problem I've ever had in my entire life. Like this girl who has some weird obsession with being friends with all my exes, and that rubs me the wrong way, because like, why are you doing that? But it's like, she has every right to, but I'm still upset about it, because it's like, what the fuck? And that's what makes it so Drake. You know? He's always asking girls, what are you doing? Why are you doing that to me? It's always about him, you know? So I made a Drake song, and that won't be the last. I'm going to keep making songs. That song is going on the album. Yes, there's an album in the works. Amazing, right? I actually finally got started on that shit. I have two new songs. I have this one about quarantine. I've got Mango Pods. Postcard Friend will be on there. Oldie but a goodie, you know. I might redo a couple songs from my past that I've just written. Get out the old guitar, the good old guitar. I might play around with the ukulele. Why not, right? We've got it. We could just fuck around, make some good shit. Was it worth it to make a whole song about my former best friend who is now best friends with all my ex-girlfriends? Yes. It was so cathartic. It felt great. I'm happy. I know she's probably not when she hears this, but you know what? Fuck you. You're not coming to the wedding. This is to you right now. What I'm saying, if you're listening to this, you're not coming to the wedding. Sorry, but you made that decision for yourself. Because if you knew what those girls that you're friends with did to me, then you wouldn't be friends with them anymore. But you believe them over me, so that shows where your loyalty lies. So no, stay the fuck away from my wedding. Why do I need somebody who just criticizes everything I do anyways? She's the one who always points out I have this slur. Yeah, it's not like something that I do on purpose, and it's not because I'm high or drunk. It's because I was fucking scarred mentally by an overdose that was not my fault, because a guy drugged me, stole all my money, and I had a seizure, and now I can't move my mouth right. But no, to her it's, oh, you're high, aren't you? Fuck you. Why is that a problem if I smoked weed before, anyways? You're so high and mighty? Ran into you that one time and you're like, can I hit that joint? Yeah, sure, of course. Don't fucking judge me for it after. Damn, Cyrus and Manny didn't even know that useless garbage existed, guys. Now let's talk about them. Fuck, no, I'm kidding. They're great. They're great. Again, shout out to Cyrus and Manny for being real ones. You gotta play Call of Duty sometime. I gotta set you guys up. Play some Warzone. Why you always friends with my exes? I hope you like the excessive amount of, like, mid-speed auto-tune. It's supposed to be a little bit exaggerated and like, like, you know what I mean? It's the type of music she likes. Drake type shit, you know? I like Drake type shit. I am inspired by that man. But it was just fun to do that. I made it last week. I was in like a weird mood. And I just thought to myself, like, fuck it. Why don't I get my feelings out there? That's what songs are for. They don't always have to be about heartbreak. They can be about frustration too. So yeah, the wedding invitation list has gotten smaller. Subtract 2 people from that list. The 2 I just discussed. Yeah, man. Fake friends. Fake friends are some bullshit. And it's not just with this girl. I'm not exaggerating. It's not one ex. It's all of them. All of them. All of the exes. She's friends with all of them. Why? How did you do that? How did you cast that wide of a specific net? Sorry, I'm yelling. I shouldn't be yelling. I'm turning into Bill Burr. You fucking bitches. No, I'm kidding. Ladies! I love Bill Burr's podcast. If you're tired of listening to me, go listen to the Monday Morning Podcast with Bill Burr. I'm going to listen to that right after this. Because holy shit, he's the man. He says the things I'm too afraid to say. That man, he knows what he's fucking doing. I love Bill Burr. I'm going to write into his podcast. He's doing a thing where he rips on different professions. I think he should rip on the IT technicians because I know what we're like when we're incompetent because I've been that in a bad mood. I wonder what my former coworkers are doing in this whole situation. They're probably working remotely. The law school is closed. There's no way anybody's in there. I hope. That would be fucked up. I mean, I know with IT, there always has to be a technician in that office and ready to go. Except, I mean, when it's midnight or something like that. But during the day, there's always got to be somebody on the phones, checking the system, making sure everybody's all right, because there's always going to be a professor that doesn't know how to get into their account. So I don't know how they're doing it. They have to probably hook up to a VPN, some shit like that. I'm getting a call, 1 second. Sorry, I just got a call about a medical thing. And my cat is making a weird noise. Do I have any other fake friends off the top of my head? Just a lot of girls from college that would only hang out with me for the free drinks. And now they're TikTok thoughts. That's just the way the world works, you know? That's just how it goes. I'm gonna put up a little call to action here because I've been reading a lot about podcasts and about how to engage your audience because I want to know who you guys are, not in a weird way. I want to know who my audience is. And I want to know you guys' stories. I'm not just saying that like as some bullshit thing. Everybody needs a friend. And I'm looking to engage with my audience, and I want you guys to send in, if you go to anchor.fm/uselessgarbage, if you're not already there, you can submit a voice message that I will get on my Anchor app about like a fake friend or an issue that you're having with somebody, friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And we'll talk about it here. We'll try to sort it out, you know? Because I want to get to the point with this where we can do the relationship advice thing, but without having to go to Reddit for the relationship advice. I want to help you guys out. I want to help my people out because you guys have been so great listening to what I have to say. I want to give back. So hit that voice messages button or go to www.shortnewspod.com, scroll down to talking points, and submit whatever you want there. Either one. But since we don't have any of those yet, we have to resort to Reddit, don't we? Damn, I'm getting caught up in these ads about a show where you get uploaded to the afterlife. Should I break up with my streamer boyfriend? I'm currently dating a decently popular streamer. Okay. I wish to keep ages hidden for privacy purposes. We started dating a couple months ago and recently have gotten really close. He's extremely dedicated to his stream. It's his passion and it's what he loves doing, and I support him 100%, but there's an issue. He is currently 300 plus days concurrently streaming. So he streams every single day for around 8 to 12 hours a day, no days off, and hardly any short streams. I respect what he does, and I'm really happy he's doing what he loves, but it's just really hard for me to have to wrap my schedule around when he wants me to. And it's also really hard for me to only talk to him for maybe an hour or two a day and then not really hear from him for 8 to 12 hours. I love him, and I feel like I just kind of intrude on his goals and dreams. I hate being the girlfriend who's like, talk to me more or spend more time with me, but I know he has his goals and is working hard to achieve them. Should I stay and see if I will get over this you hardly speak to me feeling, or should I just help us both and leave before we start getting really attached? Well, I mean, if he's making money off of this stream, and it's a productive thing for him, and it's something he loves doing, yeah, you can't tell him to stop. But you do have a choice of whether or not you want to continue in that relationship with the knowledge that he's not going to be spending all of his time and attention on you. So you have to decide whether or not you're okay with that, whether you're willing to just let that happen, which doesn't feel good. And if you don't want to be unhappy for the rest of your life, then you know what you have to do. Just because he's a famous streamer doesn't mean you can't break up with him. If you're not happy, you're not happy. Simple as that. Okay, this is the last one for the day. Should I, 23 female, be nervous about my boyfriend's 25 male hentai addiction? Is it an addiction, or are you just painting it that way? Okay. I've been dating my boyfriend for about 4 months, and it's been great. We get along amazingly and have tons of fun together. He's caring. The few arguments we have gotten settled and talked out really well, etc. but I'm worried / slightly uncomfortable with his seemingly big hentai addiction. We play games together and watch anime, and I knew from the start he was a bit of a weeb like me, but I've recently been kind of weirded out by some of the stuff he buys and plays. It's something like 300 plus hentai games off Steam, and even more off of it. A lot of it is like detailed 3D porn with long sexual assault scenes or 50-hour-long dating sims. What the fuck? He has a separate Twitter just for liking hentai, a collection of hentai books, etc. Apparently he spends up to like $200 a week on just hentai. Okay, yeah, that is a problem. I didn't know about this until a couple weeks ago when I was teasing a bit and asked what kind of porn he likes, which normally would never bother me, though this all seems a bit much. Just wondering if this is me being controlling / dumb, or if it seems strange to anyone else. Yeah, I think like anybody who's spending more than $1 on porn has a problem. You shouldn't be spending money on any porn. It's free. Pornhub.com. Click, go, boom, done. Pick your category. That's all it takes. You don't have to be spending, you don't have to be dropping 200 plus on hentai. Have sex with your girlfriend. Dude. You gotta tell him he has a problem and that that's not appropriate. You should not be spending $200 on hentai. Just from an economic standpoint, that is not a smart way of living. You shouldn't be spending $200 a week on anything. Except food. Food and necessities. Hentai is not a necessity. You gotta acknowledge to him that he's got a problem. But not in a mean way. Just be like, don't you think you shouldn't be spending $200 a week on hentai? That kind of seems a little bit like a problem. And then say you're uncomfortable with the sexual assault scenes in video games that he's playing. That's weird. That's not alright. $200 a week on hentai is definitely an addiction. I struggle to think of other hobbies that cost that much. Yeah, exactly. Hell, he spends more on hentai than food, easily. That's what I was saying about food. Holy shit. He could be eating so much better, but he's spending all that money on hentai. Like, listen, there's nothing wrong with watching a little bit of some crazy shit. Everybody watches some crazy shit. I saw this one dude, no, this is an old one. He put like a Snapple bottle up his ass, and then it broke or something. Like, there's some fucked up shit on the internet. Sometimes you just like looking. Or like the Pain Olympics, shit like that. I don't like the pain. That's where I draw the line at the Pain Olympics. I don't want to see that. But I've seen some shit. Hentai to me is not that bad. I couldn't personally get off to it because they're not real. They have to be real for me to feel something. Hentai is just, it's so exaggerated and everyone's like, oh, like I'm not trying to watch Dragon Ball while I'm masturbating. I don't know what those noises were I just made. You know how they're like, and like, it's like, what are you doing? And the whole time I'd just be picturing the voice actors in the booth like, oh, yeah. Like, was that good? Was that good? That was good? Okay, alright. Wait, try it again? Okay. Oh! It doesn't do it for me. I think that's a good thing. But yeah, your boyfriend has a problem, and you need to have a conversation with him about said problem. Just my opinion, man. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this episode of the Useless Garbage Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I'll see you guys in a couple days. Have a good one. Peace.
It's really that time of year, and your team might finally do it. Or if you're a Rams fan, you might just want to book the trip now. This year, Super Bowl 56 is in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium, February 13th. You can scour resellers to buy an overpriced ticket closer to the day, or you can lock in the Super Bowl experience of a lifetime now with our friends at On Location. True 50-yard line seats, only available with On Location. An invite to celebrate on the field with the champs. On Location. Yes, you want to craft a perfect confetti angel like I did? Go to the game with On Location. And it's not just about gameplay. From dinner with NFL legend Marcus Allen to pregame parties featuring acoustic sets from Wyclef, the official hospitality partner of the NFL is offering the most exclusive ticket packages available. Want to know how? Visit onlocationexp.com/SP56 or search Super Bowl On Location. That's right. Search Super Bowl On Location. Make the trip of a lifetime. It's your shot. Take it.